name is Jason Hammer. Rivalry weekend in college football. I like some totals today. You can make some money on over-unders. We'll talk about that coming up. Hey, there I am again. Listen, let's just do me all show long.
Here I am live from flyover country. It's all Indiana Bets right here, right now.
This is All Indiana Bets, presented for the people by Caesars Sportsbook. We are all Caesars.
That felt smooth.
Well, we've been on the air 15 seconds. It's already a hot mess. 15 seconds. For those of you that had the under on that, cash those tickets.
Oh, my gosh. You know, sometimes you get a victory right out of the gate. You know, it's like these World Cup bets where some guy you bet on scores in the first minute, which does not happen often.
No.
But likely here. Go ahead.
So it's Rivalry Saturday,
Yes.
College football. We've got all the big rivalries. We've got Michigan, Ohio State. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
We've got Bama. We've got Auburn. We'll get to that. But we've got an old oaken bucket shootout going on, and it actually means something, Scott, because the Fighting Scott Longs of Iowa crapped the bed yesterday, and now Purdue has a chance to punch their ticket to the Big Ten championship game.
Congratulations. It's a gift to the Purdue. But is it a gift? That's how we have both discussed in football and basketball, we like Purdue.
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
My cousin's the coach of the women's program there. Katie Gerald's. Go coach him up, coach.
Right. And they won a national championship once, Purdue women's basketball.
They did.
It gets nerve-wracking, though, with Purdue in the spot that they are supposed to not ever be. Favorites.
Right.
In this game, though, when they're favorites, I'm kind of like looking at this game like this should be very interesting. What do you call Indiana's coach? I love your nickname for him.
Clappy McFight song. Because in the rare event that Indiana wins a game, all the videos you see
He's the
is
best
Clappy McFight song, singing the fight song with the guys in the locker room. And I'm sure he's a nice guy.
He seems like a great guy. Like maybe like Alabama or Georgia should hire him to do the post game for their games when they actually win every day. He'd be so excited. Bring him back.
But today, all the pressure in the world squarely on the Boilermakers. All you got to do is beat Indiana. Go down to B-Town, take the bucket with you, and you will punch your ticket to the Big Ten championship game where you will take on the winner of Michigan and Ohio State. All the pressure's on Purdue here, Scott. What do we think?
I got to take IU in that circumstance. Plus the points. I mean, it might even be worth sprinkling the money line a little bit. You know, you're probably going to get a pretty good payday on that one. I'm not saying that the Boilers can't win. The Boilers could win by 20.
They should win.
Yes, but if it's a three-point game, I'd really probably lean toward the Hoosiers. This is, of course, Indiana's Super Bowl. This is Clappy what?
Clappy McFight song.
Clappy McFight song.
So Indiana.
He has no voice at this point.
No.
Because he is a screamer. I like that about him. I like everything about him except the team, which is a problem. But today, I like the Hoosiers in this spot.
You know, every time, and I've said this before, every time you want to have faith in Purdue, it's like Charlie Brown trying to kick the football. Lucy steals it right away. And it goes that way for multiple sports. All you got to do is beat St. Peter's. You'll go to the Final Four. And this brings us to today. All you got to do, beat a bad Indiana team without a quarterback. Indiana's quarterback situation's a mess. Win the bucket. Go play in the Big Ten championship game. Purdue should win this game, but that's too many points. I think it's too many points. I think Clapping McFight song is going to have those kids ready to go. Unofficially, it's not a game that I love, but I'll take the Hoosiers on this one.
I mean, you can enjoy it either way. This isn't our game. We've got 5 great bets this week. I mean, there's an expert sitting next to you, among you right now.
Oh, did I hear something about your record, Scott? Did I hear that you're an expert? Because I once burned my hand on a grill when I was making steaks, and it was not as hot as you are right now, picking games. What are you, 13-2 the last couple of weeks?
Let me think. Yes, that's how I introduce myself now. Hey, Scott Long, 13-2 the last 3 weeks when I'm at Kroger.
Right.
I mentioned it to the
You're
clerk.
signing autographs.
Oh, it's been amazing.
You're doing meet and greets.
Have they put that thing up yet? Are they going to do that?
Do we have a Scott 13-2, like, what's it called? A bubble or a graphic or something?
Burst?
A burst. There it is.
There we are.
That's the burst we've been
Come
waiting for.
on now. Yeah, it's been pretty magical. That's if you're not figuring it out. 5-0, 4-1, 4-1. You don't have to get into cryptocurrency. You don't have to get into the stock market. You don't have to buy gold like they tell you to. Let's go to Notre Dame USC.
I like a lot of totals today, Scott, and I'm telling you, this is one of those games where the total is too high. A wise man once said, the rent is too darn high and the total is too darn high. Give me the under in this one. I think it's going to be a good game. I think Notre Dame has actually turned a quarter. They're going to stick around. They're going to play.
Right.
USC's got all the pressure on them. They could make their way to the Final Four, but that's too many points in a rivalry game. I'll take the under. That is an official play for me. I'm taking the under. Now, Scott, what are you looking at for this game, or maybe your first official pick of the day?
I would tell you first off that USC has killed me all year, or I'd be on Notre Dame, okay? Eventually, you just got to let go. So you've got Notre Dame in this spot under. Let's go to me. How about me? Okay, we go to
Here,
me.
let's do like it's a kung fu movie. How about I just speak? And there we go.
There we go.
There we go. It's a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, so I have the Apple Cup. You heard about the Apple Cup? Where would the Apple Cup be at? Washington, right? That one makes sense. They got rid of the Civil War. Did you hear about that? They don't like the name the Civil War, even though the Civil War never happened in Oregon. Who cares? It's between two. I like the Apple Cup. Everybody's on Washington. Washington has been a machine this year, but what's going on? Washington State has been under the radar like they always are. It's in Washington State. It's going to be cold. It's at 10:30 at night Eastern time. Oh my gosh. I love the spot for the Cougs, and I would take them.
So you know how like in a basketball game when nothing goes right in the first 5 minutes, the coach will call that timeout right away? I'm calling a 20 right now. Please. We got to fix some stuff up here. But if you want to get a head start on some of our picks, we're going to put a QR code on the screen. Right. Sweet Mother of God, I hope it shows up. But if it doesn't, just watch the show and we'll give you all of our picks. We got a timeout to take here. We're taking a 20. We gave up a 10-2 run. My goodness. Don't go anywhere. We got to get to the bar at some point.
What is going on? I'm going to get to the bottom.
All Indiana Bets is presented for the people by Caesar Sportsbook, the only sports betting app you need.
I'm not going to lie, I'm happy with the FaceTime that I've gotten on this show today. I'm pretty pleased with the amount of FaceTime. I give the people what they want, and I'm happy about that.
If Caesars knows that I'm 13-2, 13-2. What are you doing, Hammer? You're the host today. What's next?
Danielle's on vacation, so I get the keys to the car, and that's probably why we've crashed this thing into a mountain. Michigan and Ohio State, the biggest game of the day, kicks off at noon.
This is amazing. They're 3-2 in the country. I mean, it must be awesome to live in Ohio or Michigan where football is good every year.
This is Big Ten the way that it was supposed to be. Physical, not too cold, but pretty cold. It's crisp. Guys are running the ball, tackles, physicality. I'm here for it.
You love weather.
I do.
You bring up an important point, and that is, it's a nice day, even in Ohio. Last year, it was cold. It was snowing. It looked beautiful. Not to Ohio State. Not all those fast receivers that are built for a dome when they're playing the national championship. That's an SEC team getting good weather. That's a big deal today. That's why I am on Ohio State. Not as an official pick. It's a little too many points for me to be comfortable with. I liked Michigan a month ago, but Corum being hurt, and who knows if Edwards is full. That's why I like Ohio State minus the 8 if that was a potential thing.
That line has gone down. It was a little bit higher earlier in the week. I think it's gone down a little bit. And we do think Corum's going to play today for Michigan. Right. At least that's the report early on. I will give you a total on this one. I like the under. Oh. I like under 56 because, listen, Michigan can play some defense. Let's not get it twisted here. The Wolverines can play a little bit of defense. Ohio State's going to score. They're going to get their points.
I want to see if I can position you where it would look like you. Oh, there it is.
Hey, look at that.
That's cool.
Give me the under 56 on this one. Rivalry game. The weather's not going to be horrible, but still outdoors, a little crisp. Good defense with Michigan. I'll take the under. I think that's the right play. This kind of feels like one of those 30 to 20 types of games. And the last time I checked, that's under 56. Who do you got for your second pick of the day, Scott Long?
Hammer, you are like, this isn't usually you, okay? You're taking the two maybe biggest games of the day. You've got like over-unders on them. You'd like to pick those obscure games you can't even watch on TV.
Oh, we've got a degenerate special coming up, kids.
I'm a little more, I'm going the Apple Cup. I've got Paul Bunyan's axe. Is that what the
Paul Bunyan's axe, baby?
Oh my God!
Swing that axe!
And Wisconsin, who has owned this series until last year, Wisconsin's a mess. They fire the coach in the middle of the season. It's like, hey, we don't like the chubby guy. It's Wisconsin. Everybody loves the chubby guy.
Right. That's all there is in Wisconsin is chubby guys.
I like that. So the gods of the chubby came down and they...
Wait a minute, what?
They said, no, you're a fit, young defensive coordinator. He's not capable of handling this situation, and it's been proven out. They have looked terrible lately, the Badgers. I like Minnesota. I like the direction they're going in this circumstance. They should have beaten Iowa last week. It was just Iowa doing Iowa stuff. I gotta like the Gophers. Go, go, Gophers in Paul Bunyan's axe going back to Minneapolis. Take that +3.
So in my mind, somebody just turns on this show and the first words they hear are the gods of the chubby.
Yes.
Hey, let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to go to the bar. If there's two people in the city that need a drink right now, it's us. So we're going to go to the bar. We've got the long shot. We've got the degenerate special. We've got more picks coming up. Hang out with your tailgate pals right here on All Indiana Bets.
The Long Shot, presented for the people by Caesars Sportsbook.
Shout out to Danielle, who is not here today. Yeah. She is, I believe, in a hot tub down in Rocky Top, Tennessee, overlooking a mountain somewhere.
I feel like I'm on a pot on a stove.
You're that hot. You are.
I'm not a slow cooker. I'm one of those neti pots that's ready to explode.
Is that what neti pots do? I don't think they explode. I think you pour it in your ear or your nose.
Thing. That's the oh my gosh.
If that explodes, there's a problem.
Aren't those the worst ads? Are you ever watching and they've got that ad? We probably have it on this station. Where they stick the thing in the nose and the pretty lady, and there's no way you're ever going to get a good acting job if that's what you're known for before that you're sticking the thing in Navajaj or whatever.
You pay me enough, I'll stick anything wherever you want.
Thank you. So here we go. On that shot, I got to put on the glasses.
Oh, here we go. Superman is putting his cape on. When Scott puts the glasses on, nothing but money happens afterwards.
Long shot. TCU. Oh, they're so close now to playing in the national championship. Guess what? You go to Iowa State. Iowa State's been probably about the worst team in the Big 12. They've lost almost every game by a touchdown, though, Iowa State. And Matt Campbell, the coach at Iowa State, he is as good of a double-digit dog there is in college football. TCU, the gauntlet, which I have been trying to short all year, finally covered one last week, barely. I like Iowa State plus the 10. I love that. I even like a little,
ooh, you're sprinkling a little bit right there?
10 plus 10, yes. I'm saying +10. Sprinkle it. TCU is exhausted. They're going to lose this week, and then they're going to lose next week when they play Kansas State.
So far in this program, we've talked about Notre Dame and USC.
Yes.
We've talked about Michigan and Ohio State.
Incredible. I can't wait.
These are big-time college football games. It's why you watch the sport. But there are other games. And this brings us to the Degenerate Special. Let's go. So this is a game that the money you win spends the same as Michigan and Ohio State. We're talking about Middle Tennessee and Florida International, ladies and gentlemen. I hear tickets may be available for this one. So here's the thing about Middle Tennessee. Middle Tennessee State, if you will. They have actually one of the best passing attacks in the country.
They beat Miami.
They beat Miami. They are a top 35 passing offense. And last time I checked, Florida International is not very good and can't stop anybody. Middle Tennessee State also can't stop anybody. So this feels like this is way too low. What we are going to do, we are going to put the keys in the ignition. We're going to turn it. We're going to hit the nitrous, and we're going to ride the lightning to an over on this one. Where you're going to see some passing, you're going to see some yards, you're going to see some points. 55 is not high enough. We're going over. That is your Degenerate Special.
And that game's on at 6.
So you've got plenty of time to get the tailgate food ready.
Right.
You got plenty of time to make sure you've got a babysitter.
Right.
Because when Florida International and Middle Tennessee State get together, all bets are off. All right, coming up next, we've got our very best bets lined up for you. These are the games that we feel the best about.
I got a drink.
Cheers.
Thanks,
We're drinking some Evan Williams. We're coming right back. Join us.
The Best Bet is brought to you by Evan Williams. Bourbon done right.
Well, if you've made it through this show so far, you deserve a cheers. You deserve a toast. I wish I could give you a full bottle of Evan Williams for making it through this program so far.
Can I just interrupt you here to just mention, I feel like the people that like our show are extra entertained.
Yes,
We're
they
not. We're not happy about this stuff.
But you know what? We've had a lot of technical problems today.
Yes.
But who better to handle that than your drinking pals here at All Indiana Bet?
Cheers.
So, Scott, give me your best bet. You've been on fire, 13-2 last couple of weeks. Give me the one that I can make right now that is your guaranteed best bet of the day.
I have a team every year you got to fade. Last year it was USC. Maybe Stanford will be great next year. They ain't great this year. It's a home game, though, for Stanford. But is it really? Is any of their actual... I don't even think Andrew Luck will show up to this game. Not to play. He won't even... He might show up in uniform.
Is Zach Wilson going to be there looking for moms? That's my question.
He could. Andrew Luck might show up. Everyone gets excited and then retire right before the game. I predict that is excitement worth watching there. The band won't even show up because they are afraid that someone might kick something and they run out on the field. What I'm trying to tell you, if you know your history of Stanford, this is not a good Stanford team. BYU's been up and down. They're starting to play better. There are a lot of BYU Mormon fans who live in Northern California. I predict there will be more Cougar fans, not Zach Wilson.
Boy, Zach Wilson's head just spun around.
At the game than Cardinal fans. I love BYU in this spot. This is, I think, one of the 4 or 5 best spots I've seen this year. Back up the Brinks truck. Stanford has already given up on the season.
All right, I like that one. I like that one. I will see your BYU best bet, and I will raise you a team where our very own Danielle is at right now. She is down in the Volunteer State. Okay. She's on vacation in Tennessee.
No more discussions of Danielle. She's not here. I'm here. I had to deal with this.
Having to deal with this. Welcome to All Indiana Bets. That needs to be on a t-shirt. All Indiana Bets, you have to deal with this. Give me, in a battle of the Volunteer State, give me the Volunteers. I know Hendon Hooker is out. I hated seeing him blow that knee out last week in a horrendous loss out in South Carolina. But Milton as their quarterback is not bad. Now, he's not as good as Hooker is, because what Milton likes to do is, from me to Scott, he will throw it as hard as he possibly can. That's kind of why he was the starter, then went to the bench when he first went down to Tennessee. This is the last time you're going to see Tennessee's wide receivers play this year. They're probably going to sit out the bowl game. Both guys expected to be first-round picks, so lay 2 touchdowns. I know Vanderbilt beat Florida. Florida stinks. Tennessee wants to go out with a bang. They want to get rid of that sour taste in their mouth from last week. Lay 2 touchdowns. It's going to be a Tennessee home game. You're going to see more Vols fans in that stadium than Commodores fans. Give me the Fighting Volunteers. Now,
there's a lot of smart money that's on Vanderbilt on this game. I'm just telling you, I'm just saying the smart money has loaded up on a couple, actually, teams you wouldn't expect. Vanderbilt, you did mention they're a bit on a run.
Yep, and it's an overreaction because they think Milton is not any good.
I like
Milton's
Tennessee
not bad.
too.
Balling on a budget. I've always said parlay bets are sucker bets, but let's say you had a rough week. You lost all your money in the crypto market. You need money quickly. You could turn $5 into $66, and we're doing some hoopage today. We got a little basketball going on.
That. Did you see Purdue last night, by the way?
They were the better team.
Late night against Gonzaga to end an incredible sports day. We got another one this weekend. It's incredible. I would just say, I am super pumped already. The Big Ten, who knew? They were expected to be down. They are killing it. I bet you don't have any Big Ten teams in this ball on a budget.
I've got Tarleton State, Scott.
Oh, okay.
And we're going to fade Tarleton State. Wichita State, the Shockers, they're not as good as they've been in years past, but they're 6.5 better than Tarleton State at home.
The Texans.
Kent State at Houston. Now, you're probably thinking, wait a minute, why would you take Kent State? Because that's too many points. Houston's going to win this game, but it feels like it's going to be between 15 to 19. Giving almost 20 to Kent State's too much. Evansville, Robert Morris, over 130. Evansville is better than they were a year ago. Robert Morris can't stop anybody. We're going over. And another over we have is in the NBA, the Thunder and the Rockets. The Thunder remind me a little bit of the Pacers. Good, young guys, haven't quite got to that next level yet, but Gilgeous-Alexander, one of the best players in the league. I love the guard they have with the Thunder, Giddey. We're going to take the over because Houston's not going to play any defense, and the Thunder can score 233.5. 4 games, 4 teams, $5, $66 is your payout. Thank me tomorrow. All right, when we come back.
What was that? That was like a degenerate special balling on the budget. Half of those teams I didn't even know played basketball, and Orlando hasn't in years. Where do you even get these ideas?
So you're going to do a soccer segment, and you're going to tell me you don't know anything about these teams?
It happens once every 4 years.
So we have to act like we care once every 4 years.
Yeah, you better.
Scott's going to do some soccer later on. But coming up next, look at that big, hairy American winning machine. That is the Cashman, Alan Cashman. He is going to make you some money on this rivalry Saturday. This is All Indiana Bets.
Wise Guy Winners. There he is. He's coming up for us. The Cashman. You love this segment. The guy has been on fire all year, and there he pops up. Man, how was Thanksgiving, Cashman, at the Cashman home?
It was great. Great Thanksgiving, good food. I'll finish off a pumpkin pie here today, and then we'll move on and get ready for Christmas.
Okay, when you say finish off a pumpkin pie, do you have like them stacked in the back? I mean...
Not anymore, we don't.
Okay.
I had
Best line of the year. Yeah. So, Cashman, we got winners, winners, winners. Let's hear first off on your official pick for the day.
Yep. Louisville at Kentucky. I'm going to take a Louisville +3 here. Louisville enters the game. I think they're the better team. They've won 5 out of 6. All those wins by double digits. They run the ball well. They're also +11 in turnover margin on the year, while Kentucky is -3. And you look at Louisville's defense, number 28 in the nation in yards per play allowed and number 10 in sack percentage. I think this is a really improved Louisville team from the last 3 years when Kentucky has handled them. I'm going to take Louisville +3 today.
You brought up a couple really important things there. It is an SEC-ACC game, so interesting. Let's hear, Hammer and I said, come on, Cashman, give us a pick on IU, Purdue, not an official pick. This isn't his favorite thing to do, but he's being a team player. Let's hear it, Cashman.
Yeah, you'd have to be insane, I think, to take IU here after the season they've had, right? And hang on just a sec. I'm going crazy today.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to take IU plus 10.5. In the 6 games prior to the Ohio State game, the Hoosiers rushed for just 297 yards. In the last 2 games with Dexter Williams at quarterback, the IU has rushed for 407 yards. He's added a really nice dynamic to this offense. I think this should take some pressure off the IU's defense as well. Purdue has only covered 10.5 once all year. That was against Indiana State. I'm going to take IU plus the 10.5 here in this one. I think it'll be a fun game.
That is a trio of insanity on the show. Hammer, Scott, and the Cashman all doing that. Now, Cashman, tell us how people can get a hold of you, because you have got college bets, pro bets, all the rest of this year and through next. Let's hear it.
Yep, 46-24-1 the last 71 plays at thecashmanwins.com. Black Friday deals up there good through Sunday at midnight. Seeing college basketball really well, ready to start getting hot in that. Go to thecashmanwins.com.
Black Friday deals. I wasn't ever expecting the Cashman to say that. Here we are. What do you think on this IU Purdue? Have you got any different thoughts? I mean, are still the same as Cashman?
The fact that we're all three on IU
makes me nervous.
Makes me a little bit nervous, because when we're all together on a game, I get a little squirrely. Give me one more pick that you like, Scott.
I like New Mexico State. Now, New Mexico State, who would like New Mexico State? No one. They have been one of the worst teams in college football forever. But what's going on there? Well, Jared Kill did a great job in Northern Illinois, did a great job at Minnesota, and now he has gone down to Las Cruces. They've won 4, I believe, of their last 7 games. That's way too many points to who? Liberty!
Give me Liberty.
I say give them death. 24 plus 24. This game means nothing. I think the head coach, old ball coach Liberty, he's angry right now. He's like, I should be an SEC coach. Why has everybody else got the job? Yeah, I've got my problems in the closet, a few little problems. Hey, I agree with you, but I think 24 is ridiculous. This is my degenerate level pick. I am going with the Aggies.
You're kind of taking a page out of my playbook today and doing degenerate games. Like, I like it. You've got a New Mexico State on the board.
Right.
Okay, all right. So I'm going to take you to the Iron Bowl.
Oh, look at you.
A game people actually want to watch.
3 of them.
Auburn against Alabama. Listen, the last 4 weeks, ever since Auburn has decided to make a little bit of a change in the coaching department, that offense has turned the corner. As a matter of fact, I believe 5 out of the last 6 Auburn games have hit the Las Vegas over. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take the over, because I think Alabama's probably good for 35 today. I think you get 35 from Alabama, and if you get just a little help from Auburn, I think your toes are tapping. This is a pretty low number here. I think Auburn sticks around. I take a look at the plus 22 with Auburn, but also I think this might be the last game of Bryce Young's career at Alabama.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to play in the bowl game, so he probably wants to go out looking good in front of NFL scouts. So that's why we're going with the total here. I think you're going to see some offense. I think you're going to see a lot of it from Alabama, and just enough to get you an over in this one. Over 51 in the Iron Bowl. Now, I mentioned it earlier.
Yeah.
Once every 4 years, we have to act like we care about soccer.
I care about it.
But you care about it all the time.
Sure.
So if you want to make some money on soccer, Scott Long is going to give you some World Cup picks. That is coming up next. Do not go anywhere. This is All Indiana Bets.
Presented for the people by Caesars Sportsbook. Your first bet is on Caesars. Bet up to $1,250. And if you don't win, you'll get it back as a free bet. Terms and conditions apply. Must be 21 and over.
So if you're anything like us, you'll bet on anything. You will get some action on two fat guys playing catch in the parking lot. But when the World Cup rolls around, you know we're going to have you covered. Once every 4 years, soccer becomes a big story in this country. And Scott, you follow this kind of stuff all the time. So we're going to tap into that big, vast soccer knowledge of yours for some money.
I caught a lecture from a guy who every week brings this Middle Tennessee State versus Florida International, and he's like, why would you bet on USA versus Iran? I mean, I would think that's on your radio show brand. I mean, what is making you happier than betting the USA versus Iran? So why is the spread not that much? Why is the United States just barely a little bit negative in points in regards to, because there's three things. There's a draw. We all discussed the draw. Everybody who doesn't watch soccer is like, a draw?
Middle Tennessee State doesn't play to a tie. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, but a lot of NFL teams do. They're called the Colts and the Texans. So it will eventually, after this next game, everything will go to penalty kicks after the overtime. So it's just that first round, the brackets. I like USA in this spot. It is a football show, and don't get me wrong, this is soccer. I am not that guy, okay? This is called soccer. I love USA in this spot. Iran played their game of the tournament against Wales. It helped us USA backers get a little money. I didn't bet USA against England. I'm happy they covered. They covered well because they tied. Point is, this is the game to unload some money. Feel patriotic while you watch it. If you understand it or not, have that kid down the street that plays Pee-wee soccer explain it to you. You'll have a good time. And it's on Tuesday. What else are you going to do at 1 o'clock?
So is there an over-under on how many players from Iran will defect if they lose to the United States for fear of having to go back to Iran?
I bet they have ankle monitors where they cannot get out of the stadium without their handlers. So let's move on to the next pick.
What you got a player prop.
I got a player prop. And in this situation, let's stick with the USA. If you haven't been here and you don't pay any attention to
this.
Okay?
No, none.
But there's a guy named Gio Reyna. And Gio Reyna, his dad, one of the greatest players ever in the MLS. Young kid, I think he's only 19 or 20 years old. He started a lot for the United States. He went over to Europe. He's played well there, but he's battled injuries. He's explosive. There hasn't been circumstances where they've given the opportunity to Gio. Only played 7 minutes in the first 2 games. Guys get tired playing two games in 5 days where they're flying all over the field. He's fresh. No one on Iran can handle him. I'm hoping Coach Burkhalter actually unleashes him, love him in this spot, take him to score a goal.
All right, last one here. Give me Ronaldo. Give me Uruguay taking on Portugal. I know Ronaldo, one of the brand names of international soccer. Give me some action on this.
I wanted to call Ronaldo a name that I'm not supposed to say on this show. I often say
Go for it. What could possibly go wrong at this point?
Let's just say he's a jerk. And he got booted from his Manchester United. Even you have heard of that team.
Now, he's a good-looking guy, though, right, Ronaldo?
Handsome guy, one of my favorite stories in the history of mankind. They gave a beautiful statue of Ronaldo that some artist that was famous did. He looked horrible. It was like the most handsome guy in the world unleashed the ugliest one. This is an ugly team right now. There's not good chemistry. It was like, well, this is his home. The guy is one of those prima donnas. He's an amazing player, but he's 37. Uruguay is getting way too much. They got Suarez. They've got talent all over. This is a huge game for them. I love them in this spot. I think they're going to win this group stage, and they are the dark horse to follow through in the World Cup.
All I'm saying is if I want to watch people go 90 minutes without scoring, I take my single friends to the bar. That's all that I'm saying.
There we go.
That's a smart joke. That's a good joke. All right, coming up next, we will have our recap In case you missed our picks earlier, first of all, consider yourself lucky. But we got our recap coming up, and then, oh man, Daredevil is here. We've got some food. We've got some tailgate food awaiting us. We're having a good time here today. We're busting each other's chops. It's all Indiana bets. Come on back. Just a little reminder, Wish TV is your home to Monday Night Football. Steelers and the Colts this Monday, coverage all day long. Coverage begins at 4, kickoff is at 8:15, and then right afterwards, AC and the gang, they've got all the post-game you want. Nobody covers the horseshoe better than Wish TV. Catch the game here on Monday, and then December 26th, we'll do it again when the Chargers come to town. All right, Scott Long, we have made our picks. I'm going to do something different here. Which one of my picks do you like?
Okay, take a screenshot of that with your phone. Okay, now you've done that. Probably 7 out of 10 are going to win. That's how I feel. The one I like most, I would go with Tennessee. I like your pick there. Hammer, what is the one you like the most?
I'm looking at Minnesota getting the 3 against Wisconsin. That was on my card as well. I like Minnesota in this one. So these are our picks.
And speaking of getting the axe, Peter's segment got the axe. He likes Illinois today. There you go.
Right. So Peter is in on the Illini, but coming up next, we are in on some grub. We've got Carrie here from Daredevil, and the spread she brought today. This is football food. This is what you want to get before the big games. Michigan, Ohio State, Auburn, and Alabama. This is the spread you want. Daredevil is in the house. We will take advantage of what they brought next on All Indiana Bets. This is what football food looks like. If you're talking Michigan, Ohio State, if you're talking Iron Bowl, if you're talking Old Oaken Bucket, Carrie Crow from Daredevil Hall is here with football food. This is what I'm talking about here. What do we got, Carrie?
So I have a selection from our menu. This is available at both of our locations, both of the Daredevil Hall up at the Ironworks building at 86 and Keystone.
Fancy.
And at our tap room on Main Street Speedway.
Now the tap room, I'm familiar with that because we've had a lot of your beverages on Beer Sample Friday, which is a segment we do on our radio show.
Yeah, so right here we've got our Daredevil. This is our signature pizza. We make it 2 ways. This is the Chicago style.
This doesn't look Chicago style. Explain that.
So all of our pizzas are Chicago tavern style pizza, which is a thin crust pizza.
Okay.
This is made with Italian sausage that we have ground and made specially for us. Everything is handmade. Then it's topped with ground pepperoni and giardiniera, so that makes it that extra Chicago style.
What is giardiniera? I'm from the South Side. I don't know what that means.
So giardiniera is a mixed vegetable, marinated kind of
Italian beef.
relish.
Oh, man.
So,
It's what they put on Italian beef.
Yeah, so it's got like celery and carrots and cauliflower and things like that. Just makes everything a little tangy, a little kick to it.
And this is like the house special,
That
right?
is kind of our house special, yeah. Over here it's going to be our 3-way pepperoni. So we have...
I'm using my hands, Scott. You can get that out of here.
Yeah.
Come on.
So underneath we've got large pieces of pepperoni. Then we've got individual the little cupped ones, and then ground pepperoni on top. That's my personal favorite. Yeah. I love pepperoni.
I love the old world kind of pepperonis.
And then I also brought our Bavarian pretzels. So these are coated with browned butter and a lemon zest salt.
Everything is better when you coat it with butter.
Yes,
As God is my witness, everything is better when you coat it with butter.
So good.
Yeah. So these are available at both of these are available at both of our locations. We do have online ordering, so you're welcome to order online, or you can call us at either location.
Carrie Crow, and I can call you Carrie Crow.
Yeah,
What was
absolutely.
your initial maiden name?
Smith.
Wow, it got a lot better.
Yes, it
Carrie
did.
Crow, right? I love it. Now,
Yeah.
Carrie Crow, what do you drink with like, if you're going to eat your pepperoni,
30 seconds.
So personally, I would go with Ripcord with the pepperoni.
Okay.
Lift Off, which is our West Coast IPA. This is our flagship beer.
Right.
So this is pretty much what everyone's had. That goes great, obviously, with the signature Daredevil
I'm going
one.
to cut you off because I want to know, can you open all 4 at the same time? Because I'm going to drink them all after the show at the same time.
We got about 15 seconds left. If somebody wants to get like a big spread for the Monday night football game, what's the best way to do that?
Call us at either of our locations, but go to daredevilbeer.com with all our information, online ordering, and phone numbers.
See you Sunday.
Oh, man.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
At
noon to 1. We'll get you ready for the Colts game and a full day of betting.